Hello, word detectives. It is time for mission number 16. Now, yesterday, I kind of forgot to tell you that these are our last few missions. We have 16, 17, and 18. So we only have 3 more to go. Today, we are going to work on number 16. Again, I'm going to remind you of what we've been working on. A word detective breaks long words into smaller parts. You can break it down the middle, you can break it the beginning, middle, and end, but a word detective breaks words into smaller parts. A word detective also pays attention to the beginning of their word, so they look for blends and digraphs in the beginning of their word. A word detective can break off the ending, like S, ED, and ING to help them read the beginning of their word. A good word detective looks out for vowel teams, and then a good word detective also looks for parts that they know, maybe words that they already know in a snap, words that they already know off the word wall. And today we are kind of going to be some detectives, and we're going to think about some unusual words and maybe some suspects that we might need to kind of stop and solve our problem. And that problem today is going to be some suspects that we might have to try to solve. So let's listen to Mr. Bookman for mission number 16.
Shortening, Mama loves shortening. Oh, hello! I was just cooking up some more missions for you, my good word detective friends. Ooh, let's see what we've got stirring. Oh, what's this? Oh, mission 16, that's right. Ooh, if only this was a letter opener. What can we do? It's all right. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, there we go. Aha, who needs a letter opener? All right. Mission 16. Word detectives watch out for unusual words in their books. They notice when words they know are part of words they don't know, like in contractions. Your teacher will show you how it's done. Ooh, my favorite. Words.
So as you heard Mr. Bookman said, we have to watch out for unusual suspects, and that's what mission number 16 is today. We have to watch out for unusual words. So in order to do this, I am going to show you with my camera some words I have written on my desk, and we are going to pick out the unusual word, and we're going to do this a few times until we figure out what unusual words have and how we can solve them. I have some word wall words here, and I also have a word that is an unusual suspect, an unusual word. So let's go through and read these words, and then let's, as a awesome word detective, look and see which word is unusual. So I have the word here. Good job. What is this one? Got. Good job. This one is I. So here, got, I, the, and oh my goodness, look at this word. This word has something tricky. You may have read this word and you may have said I'm, and that is correct. But we have something tricky in this word. I am going to write this on our board so that when we look at our board, we can have a list of unusual suspects. Let's go ahead and let's look. Maybe I have another list from Mr. Bookman. I have another list, and let's look and see what words maybe on this one are unusual. So I'm going to start by writing a few words. These are my words from Mr. Bookman. So let's look at these words together. I know this one in a snap. This one is he. This one looks funky. This one has something special about it. So I'm going to put a box around it. There's something special, but I do see the word can. So we have you, he, she, can. Something weird, something very special about this word. I think that this word is can't, but this is an unusual word. That one is another word that I am going to add to our word wall for us to look at when we are looking at our book today. And I have one more list from Mr. Bookman, one more group of words for us to see. Some of these you will know in a snap. Some of them you might not know in a snap. All right, so let's start with this first word. What is this word? This word is but. Awesome job. This word is went. Awesome job. And then look at this word. This is another tricky word, and I'm going to circle this because that seems to be the tricky part that I see in every single word is that little mark right here. So that's a tricky word, and I see the word have inside this word. So I can say haven't. Haven't. Oh, this word is haven't, but it's very tricky. And then this last word is out. So I'm also going to add haven't to our board to look at some unusual words. Let's see what we have. As we were working on those lists, I added our tricky words to our board. I'm, can't, and haven't. And what I notice about all of these tricky words is that they have a little mark in them. And I'm going to circle that mark that I see in each of these words. That's a really unusual thing that we're not used to seeing. So I think when Mr. Bookman was teaching us and telling us what our mission was, I think he was telling us that we have to pay attention. We have to look very closely for words that might try to trick us, but they're really words that we know and that we can solve. Let's see if there are any tricky words in our book, Lost Socks. As we are reading, we're going to look out for any unusual words and see if we can solve these quickly like a word detective. Tim and Michael jumped into the pool. Here comes the ball, shouted Michael. The ball made a big splash. Look at me, said Mom. I'm all wet. Look at this word. I'm going to frame it with my fingers so that you can see it. What is this word? Awesome job. This word is I'm, and it has that funky little mark in it, but we know that this word is still, we see I, that's a word wall word that we know, right? I. And then it has that funky mark, and then it has an M on the end, and we know that that word is I'm. We have to make sure that we stop and solve these tricky words that have those tricky marks in them because it is going to help us understand and read a little bit better. Let's look and see if there's any other ones that we can find. So we already found one tricky word. The boys had fun. Please get out now, Tim, said his mom. You are getting cold. Run inside and get dressed. I don't see any tricky words on this page. Michael's mom came to the pool. Look, Mom, I can swim fast, shouted Michael. Good boy, Michael, she said, but you will have to get out. We have to go. I don't see any tricky words. I do see a tricky mark here, but I know that that's Michael's name, and that just means that something belongs to Michael. So Michael's mom is what belongs to him. That's not a tricky word. That's just a name. Let's see if there's another tricky word on this page. Michael went inside to get dressed. Stop! I see one. I see a tricky, there it is. I see a tricky word. This word is, we see can, and then we have can't. Even though it has that tricky mark, we can still solve this word, can't. We have to look out for words like this. I can't find my socks, he said. Where are my socks? My socks are not red. Look at that picture. He can only find red socks. He can't find his own socks. Let's go ahead and finish this book today. Michael ran outside again. Mom, my socks are lost, he said. There it is again, that tricky word, that unusual word, can't. I can't find my socks. "Come on, Michael," said his mom. "We have to go and get Dad. Come without your socks." Then Michael looked at Tim. "I can see my white socks," he said. Tim looked down. Where are his socks? They're on Michael. You are absolutely right. "Oh, Michael," he said, "I have got your socks on." So friends, as you are reading today, as you are checking out your books, you got to pay attention. Maybe you have some unusual words. You are going to be paying attention and looking for these unusual words. These unusual words are actually called contractions. Repeat after me. Contractions. Yes, these words are called contractions, and they're actually when two words come together. So that at the beginning of your word, you can find, if you have a contraction in your book, at the beginning of the word, you can usually find a part that you know. We know I, we know can, we know have. There is also another tricky one that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to write right here. This is a very tricky word, but we know the beginning. We know we know the part right before our contraction. We know we, and then we're going to go outside. So you need to be paying attention in your books today for these tricky words, and I wonder how many you can find, and I wonder how many you can solve. Tomorrow we are going to do mission number 17, and it's one of our last missions, so I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch how hard you guys work. Don't forget that you have these online books that you can read on Literacy Footprints. Go to Clever, read your online books, and go ahead and get started. Don't forget to spend 20 minutes on Lexia when you are finished. Bye, friends. See you tomorrow for mission 17.